Welcome to Screen Orb. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at 5 animated movies that will be coming in 2020. Subscribe to the channel and comment down below saying I subscribe to enter this month's shout out giveaway, where we shout out one lucky person every month who subscribes and comments saying I subscribed. Number 5. Scooby. Little is known about the upcoming Scoob, other than the impressive voice cast. The movie will reportedly take audiences back to where it all began, where Scooby-Doo and Shaggy meet for the first time, and then later connect with Daphne, Velma, and Fred to launch Mystery Incorporated. It sounds like the start of a new franchise, which makes sense. We've seen a look at the supposed new design of Scooby, and it looks a lot like how he always has. This seems to be a good thing instead of going the Sonic the Hedgehog route. Scoob has been in development for a number of years, and there have been a lot of changes behind the scenes. However, it looks like everything is finally falling into place as Hanna-Barbera and Warner Brothers attempt to introduce Scooby-Doo to a new generation. The world famous character has never really gone away since first being introduced in the late 1960s. The character has been seen numerous times in animated shows and movies, and even a live-action franchise from the early 2000s. Tony Kavon is on board to direct Scoob from a story written by Kelly Freeman Craig and Matt Lieberman. Allison Abbott, Pam Coates, Charles Roven, and Richard Suckle as the producers, with Chris Columbus and Andy Horwitz as executive producers. As it stands, Scoob is all set to hit the theaters in May of 2020. Hopefully everything works according to plan, because this movie is getting pretty interesting with all of the new cast and character additions. Number 4. SpongeBob SquarePants 3 It's a Wonderful Sponge. SpongeBob SquarePants will soon enough be back on the big screen with an all-new movie. According to a listing from Production Weekly called the SpongeBob SquarePants movie It's a Wonderful Spudge, the project's principal photography has already begun at Paramount Animation. Full plot details aren't clear, but the movie will reportedly be a prequel, taking place prior to the events of the previous movies and Nickelodeon TV series. The SpongeBob movie comes from SpongeBob SquarePants creator Tim Hill, who will be in the director's chair. The script was written by Jonathan Abel. The movie is in production now, with the full core voice cast from the series including Tom Kenny as SpongeBob, Clancy Brown as Mr. Krabs, Bill Fagerbakke as Patrick, and more expected to reprise their roles. Plot details for the movie are currently being kept under wraps by the studio. SpongeBob SquarePants debuted on Nickelodeon in 1999 and is one of the network's most successful shows ever, having run for a total of 11 seasons and 232 episodes so far. The series has won 4 Emmys. The previous 2 movies, 2004's The SpongeBob SquarePants Movie and 2015's The SpongeBob Movie Sponge Out of Water, made a combined $465 million at the box office. Though the latter did significantly better, bringing in $325 million, can SpongeBob 3 follow the suit? We shall have to wait and see what the future holds, but fans of the series can officially look forward to a new movie in summer 2020. Number 3. The Croods 2. The Croods was a movie that was fairly well received, at least well enough to land a sequel. It's a rather interesting animated film about a prehistoric family that has to deal with various adventures that are just normal day-to-day things for them. Watching the movie transports you to somewhat of a different world where you can imagine what it would be like to do something as simple as complete a list of chores when there are a bunch of dinosaurs running around trying to eat you. The original movie actually gained a fairly decent fan following, and those people have been anxiously awaiting the sequel for some time now. The Croods 2 was actually supposed to have been released a while back, but as of yet, fans have heard precious little information about the project. Although there isn't very much information being released, there is just enough to keep fans excited. As it turns out, the entire project had stalled out and could have potentially been scrapped in its entirety. With that being said, there has since been renewed interest and the movie is now back on track and scheduled for a release during the fall of 2020. Fans probably take this news as if it were both good and bad news. The good news is obviously that the movie will eventually happen, but the bad news is they're going to have to wait a considerable amount of time to see it. Apparently there were a lot of issues surrounding the original project and several things had to be reworked. Fortunately, it looks like most of the trouble is behind them, and it seems like they're on solid footing as they move forward. Number 2. We've not had the pleasure of Sony's new Peter Rabbit film that reportedly rampaged over the original Beatrix Potter stories, but anecdotally has proven a decent afternoon out for many families. Some can't stand it, but there's a number of people we know who've enjoyed it more than they were expecting. The fact that it's outgrows Paddington, though, has inspired many as a hard stare, still worth over $300 million in the bank and counting. Peter Rabbit has hit big enough for Sony to press the sequel button. As such, writer-director Will Gluck has been rehired and Peter Rabbit 2 is on the way. We'd expect James Corden to return and lend his voice to the title character again, and for most of the ensemble, including Rose Byrne, Domhnall Gleeson, Sam Neill, Daisy Ridley, Elizabeth Debicki, and Margaret Robbie, to be back in some capacity too. A release date for the movie has already been confirmed too. Peter Rabbit 2 is due in cinemas on February 7th, 2020. In the US, that is. We'd expect the UK release to reflect that as well. Number 1. Walt Disney Animation Studios has dropped the first teaser for this November's Frozen 2, the feature-length follow-up of the 2013 Oscar winner and box office beer mouth. The new footage features a dramatic sequence in which Elsa uses her powers to run, climb, and slide across a body of water, seemingly in an attempt to freeze and scale a wave. There are also glimpses of her royal sister Anna traversing nature's perils, Snowman Olaf and Mountain Man Kristoff leading a herd of reindeer across an autumnal landscape. Early newcomers to the sequel's voice cast include This Is Us's Sterling K. Brown and Westworld's Evan Rachel Wood. A glimpse of 2 new characters in the chilly teaser has already sparked curiosity among fans about the 2 actors' potential roles, although a larger voice cast is surely expected to be revealed later this year. Thank you very much for watching today's video, and make sure to subscribe to our channel and like the video for more amazing content. Also, don't forget to check out the other 2 videos you're seeing on screen right now. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next video.